Lesson 302. Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Hi there. What if I told you that we usually live our lives as though we're slaves to our own perceptions? That even when confronted with the darker aspects of reality, we possess the power to choose a different perception, and with that choice, a new way of manifesting our experience and even shifting our circumstances. Fascinating, isn't it? Let's dive into Lesson 302 to explore this further.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Father, our eyes are opening at last. Your holy world awaits us, as our sight is finally restored and we can see. We thought we suffered. But we had forgot the Son whom you created. Now we see that darkness is our own imagining, and light is there for us to look upon. Christ's vision changes darkness into light, for fear must disappear when love has come. Let me forgive your holy world today, that I may look upon its holiness and understand it but reflects my own.
Our love awaits us as we go to Him, and walks beside us showing us the way. He fails in nothing. He the end we seek, and He the means by which we go to Him.
In other words, if we've been following this course, either through this channel or other sources, our understanding of what's happening in this realm we refer to as the world we see might have become sharper. We've discovered that our perception can be deceptive, causing us to substitute reality with illusions. Additionally, we've realized that these flawed perceptions render our judgments untrustworthy, presenting us with a distorted view of the world and reality. We've also come to understand that beyond this world of illusions lies another reality. And that beyond our customary perception, there's a different way of seeing. And that's this different way of seeing that opens the gateway to a timeless realm of love and oneness with God and all our brothers. We've come to understand that in our human journey on this earth, we can make mistakes. And we do make mistakes indeed. However, our true essence remains pure and sinless. It's the holy self that resides in each of us, which we recognize as the Son of God. Now, we can delve deeper into these beautiful concepts and recognize that whenever we feel overwhelmed by negative thoughts, perceived unpleasant events or circumstances, or dark emotions, we have the power to choose differently. We can make a different choice. That's our power. And what an immense power it is. Whenever our perception tells us of someone else doing something bad or making a mistake, we can see that, and focus on the darkness of our brother, or we can choose to see their untouched light, recognizing their innocence over their guilt.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Whenever we catch ourselves casting judgment on someone else, let's remind ourselves.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
And when memories of past wrongs, caused by others or circumstances, come flooding in, let's choose to see with a different perspective.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
And if we ever find ourselves spiraling into negative interpretations of our present or future, remember, we have a choice.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
We might begin this process by realizing that some of the darkness we perceived might not be entirely and objectively present, but rather a result of our projections. We can learn to differentiate between these projections and objective reality. Venturing further down this path, we may even discover that the entirety of the perceived darkness was merely a product of our imagination, and beyond it, there was always light waiting for our acknowledgement. Why are we doing that? Why should we venture down this process on this transformative journey? Why not simply accept that the world doesn't work that way, and that we cannot be but the victims of our circumstances? Are we deluding ourselves by adhering to the principles of A Course in Miracles? Consider this: which is the easier choice? Which is the lazier option? Which is the path of least resistance? Which choice merely strokes our ego, and which one resonates deeply, echoing the truth we're meant to embrace? Our journey here is very practical and has tangible benefits. It shapes our lives in unprecedented ways. Through forgiveness, we find healing for ourselves and extend it to others. By shifting our perception and seeing things differently, we pave the way for a reality that might have seemed unreachable before. Truly, this is a course in miracles.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Do you realize how transformative that is? Aren't you excited to delve into the vast possibilities this lesson offers? Always remember, our task is simple: to choose to see the light whenever we're presented with that choice. And we might find that we are always presented with that choice. Keep on practicing morning and evening as we've been doing. And take a moment every hour to remind yourself of today's powerful idea. Watch your thoughts more than usual today, and whenever you sense darkness creeping in where your eyes rest, simply repeat to yourself,
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
And as we dig deeper into the section "What is the Second Coming?", today's lesson emphasizes the power of choosing a new perception, a perception aligned with Christ's vision of innocence and love. The Second Coming represents this shift, a collective choice to see beyond illusions of fear and guilt and embrace the light within each of us. Through forgiveness and a willingness to release judgment, we invite the light to replace darkness, reflecting the holy self we share. Each time we choose to see the light, we contribute to the Second Coming's arrival, welcoming a world where love is our constant reality. But if you haven't watched the introduction to this section, you can find the link on your screen at the end of this video, or check the video description below for the link to section 9.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
Where darkness was, I look upon the light.
You're making wonderful progress on this journey. See you tomorrow for another illuminating lesson. Quick note before you go. Let's take a moment to appreciate the generosity of those who have supported these videos. It's their contributions that make these daily lessons possible. Please consider joining them. And thank you for being a part of this community of miracle workers.
There's a lot of love behind these videos. If you enjoyed what you watched, please give it a like and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have a new lesson every day.